Hey. What's up, everybody? It's your boy Ron, aka Ron the Artist, coming to you live. And welcome to Ron's Recap. I'm here today to recap and review the TV show Grownish, Season 4, Episode 17, titled Laugh Now, Cry Later. Yeah, that's a good title for this episode. That's definitely a good title for this episode. Sidebar, I know it's no longer St. Patrick's Day, but can we acknowledge the green here for a second? You know, no pinching. I'm just saying. All right. Now let's get into it. Let's get into the episode, guys. Okay, so ultimately, I want to say this episode was deep. It was deep. There was like really trials and tribulations, like throughout the entire episode. Like, characters are having some ups, some characters are having some downs, relationships and bonds are rebuilding, like broken relationships and bonds are rebuilding, and some are being restored, and some are being just shattered in general, and whew, heavy on the heart. Okay, so now let's get into the details of it. The episode started with Zoe and Aaron being all over each other, under his covers, in his bed, kissing and fondling over each other and sharing their possible last moments with each other before he was to go off to Johannesburg. And Zoe was kind of sad, and she expressed it, like, you know, this is our last few days together, and shockingly, he told her, you can come with me. We don't have to be alone or separate for long period of time. And as shockingly it was digested by Zoe, she shockingly agreed to it, not giving much thought into it, because she already has her whole life going on outside of that. And for you to just kind of jump on board to travel aboard, literally jump on board to travel aboard, that's a lot. That was a big step to take. And, you know, she agreed to do that after she finished her internship, like missing graduation. Of course, like, you know, college students know, like, the ceremony is the ceremony. It's not necessarily something that you need. Yes, it's something that's cherished and should be cherished, but if you can miss that ceremony, miss it. Once all those credits and grades have been obtained, you got it. If you can miss the ceremony, miss the ceremony. That's just that, you know. And there's opportunity up where that's going to make you miss the ceremony, miss the ceremony. Okay, so next up. Vivek and Doug are setting up for Aaron's going away party. Alcohol everywhere. This party was to be lit. You know, Jazz ended up bringing Doug some alcohol bottles that she found underneath Anna's bathroom cabinets. And afterwards, he made another attempt, you know, suggesting, you know, to help her dad, you know. And she completely friend-zoned him after that. Like, oh, really? How did we become best friends? Like, because that clearly was something he was not fishing for or wanting. That's clear on that, clear as day. And honestly, I wasn't mad at her for doing that. It's deserving. Like, as I've said to you guys in the last two vlogs, like, he had his chance. See, I'm not a big believer. I hate to say this, but I do give second chances, but I just feel like when it comes to certain relationships, get it right the first time. When it comes to a romantic relationship, get it right the first time. I get that sometimes things, you know, break a relationship apart, that the universe is taking people their own directions, kind of like what we've seen in this episode, which I'll talk about later. Taking people in their own directions where it's kind of drifting them apart a little bit. With strength and, you know, determination, they can still remain. But it's another when games are being played in a relationship. Games and infidelity and just BS. And you played around with somebody's emotions and feelings and played around with somebody's value. You had a treasure and a trophy, at hand, and you played with it and risked it. And I just feel like a lot of times exes are exes for a reason, and they shouldn't be gone back to, like, unless it ended on a very healthy and positive note and just it had to end, versus it ended on a toxic note like that. Okay. So yeah, Vivek then, told him, he ended up noticing that moment. Vivek told him, to shoot a shot if that's what he deserves and he feel like he desires that connection to be rekindled. And I think he was considering it at that moment. On to Phil, Nomi, and Luna. They got back from a walk, which seemed to be cute and all, but Phil dropped the bomb on her that he found her Yale University acceptance letter in Luna's diaper bag. Busted. Like, that is the most obvious, most dumbest place you can put that. If you were trying to hide the Yale University situation away from Phil, why would you put that in a mutual place where Phil is to go? Know me? I'm just saying. Know me, that was not the brightest hiding spot for that. So Phil began to drill her because he just made so many obligations to be there with them. Signed a lease and got a new job there and everything, when Nomi now possibly will be leaving across the country. I understand his frustration, but at the same time, I'm like, Nomi hadn't fully made her decision yet, and that was something that was put in place and put in motion before he came back into their lives, honestly. Yes, there was BS throughout their relationship, parenting, co-parenting, or whatever, as it's just now starting to get to a somewhat of a sweet spot. So I think, at least for now, hint. Yeah, like, that's crazy because, again, he sacrificed his life, which you should, if he had did that off rip, when she first told him, in spite of her telling him after the baby was already brought to life, brought into the world, things would have been different. She probably would have never even done the Yale situation. But she did that Yale situation in a space where he wasn't in her life. So he can't necessarily be mad about that. But at the same time, I understand how he's frustrated and why, because he just sacrificed a lot to be there with them. And this is getting mad, messy, and chaotic. Like, on to Aaron's party. Aaron, they were having a good time. Where Aaron started to make, an announcement eventually, thanking everyone for their support and memories that he's had with them, until Zoe interrupted, spilling the beans about her leaving with Aaron to South Africa. Dramatic. Just out of nowhere as he was making his announcement. Shocking the hell out of everyone as their concerns raised for her. Like, what? What? Why? Yeah, girl. It's a lot. And you just kind of threw that in everybody's lap. Like, here, take it. Digest it. Don't really work like that, Zoe. Well, it does work like that, but that was a weird way to do it. So in comes Javi, gifting Aaron a joint for his going away party, but somehow ended up in Anna's face, where she decided they were to smoke that joint together. Hilarious. You didn't even give the joint to Aaron. Didn't even let Aaron know that the joint was for him, or this is something for you, ... You just brought it straight to Anna and bam. Him and Anna smoked it together. Okay, so as Zoe continues to enjoy the party, she got a call from Luca, a FaceTime, as he was in New York bearing good news. He bear good news for her, he found an investor in their clothing line, meaning they both would have to move to New York when she just made the Johannesburg travel obligation with Aaron. Rain, just rain on the parade. Rain, rain, rain. That travel with Aaron situation, it sounded good. Yeah, you're living your best life with your boyfriend. Y'all traveling the world and you get to support him. But at the same time, you've made obligations outside of that. You have a whole career that you're starting and trying to revamp or, jumpstart as you're about to graduate. And it's partnered with your ex-boyfriend, your on and off ex-boyfriend as well, whatever that Zuka situation is. And it's a lot. That wasn't considered. That was not considered. Zoe moved on impulse, and that bit her in the butt hard after the fact. Okay, so Nomi and Jazz got to drilling Zoe about her not so thought out idea in the bathroom to go to Johannesburg, as they should have. Served them right, served her right. She needed to be drilled on that. She was all over the place and ready to risk it all to travel with Aaron while leaving her dreams behind. Make it make sense. You've worked so hard to build this dream and get all this going for you to just risk it all to travel with Aaron. And again, it sounds nice and cute, but you want more than that, and you know that. Maybe go down there with him for a week or two after graduation or something. A week or two, maybe, hell, even a month. But no, not with the New York situation in play as I think about it. She might have been able to weasel a week or two in there before the New York situation. They had to go to New York. She could have caught a flight back from Johannesburg straight to New York. But she had made obligations to be down there. Whew. That's a good suggestion too. Go down there for a few weeks before going to New York, if that's available. Okay, so on to Anna and Javi on that balcony. They're outside on the balcony smoking a joint while discussing her future plans in law and her missed opportunity working with the judge. Apparently, she'll be waitressing over in the summer in Miami due to missing out on the one opportunity that she applied for, which she said the person in her competition knew the judge or was related to the judge, and she put all her eggs in one basket, and she didn't get it. On to Jazz at the party, living her best life at the party. She invited Des to the party to hang out. He arrived, and they cheered to new beginnings, making it a nice little kumbaya moment. They cheered to new beginnings and fresh start as Doug watched them from afar. Again, serves his ass right. Serve him right, serve him right, serves him right. Go find Keela. Doug, go find Keela. I'm surprised she wasn't at that party. She probably was. I don't know. He needs to go find Keela. While you played with that girl over there, you played with Jazz, and now you try to make your way back to Jazz, but now you see she's no longer available, and she no longer even looks at you like that. Serves you right, serves you right, serves you right. So Vivek ended up busting that moment of Doug in thought and watching them from afar. Annoyingly. Eventually pulling him to the back to see Aaron's gift. Out of nowhere, Aaron joins in for Vivek to reveal this ugly painting of Aaron petting a lion in Africa. That was hilarious. It was really ugly. The eyes were all off. I would say a unique artist did that. I would say that. I'm not talking about nobody's art and downplaying nobody's art. Somebody who is an artist, I get it. It could be meanings behind the way they did the painting the way they did, but it wasn't very attractive, I should say. And neither did Doug or Aaron like the painting. Cover that messed up, cover it up. Let's not show anybody, just let it be. Aaron was like, I appreciate the art and you guys thinking about me, but cover it up. Like, let that be where it's at. On to Zoe. Back to Zoe. You know, she ended up turning down the offer of moving to New York with Luca to pursue their business, and apparently he encouraged her to follow her heart. So Johannesburg it was. At that moment, I was so disappointed in her. I'm like, I cannot believe that she is ready to sacrifice her dreams and goals for this relationship with Aaron. As much as I like them together, and I really do, I really like them together more than her and Zuka. Or Luca, whatever. That was not wise, in my opinion. That was not the wisest choice, in my opinion. I'm like, girl, again, you've worked so hard to get this popping fashion career, styling, you know, designer, all of that, for you to just throw that away for a period of time to go travel freshly after you graduate, before you even walk the stage. I just wanted to just grab her and just like, girl, pull it together. This is not it. This is not it. This is not it. You know? So, she was packing up while she was doing that, by the way. Speaking in the narration form as she was doing that. As she was walking Aaron out of her house before he departs with the checklist, she went in like a zoned out moment, and it hit her that she may not be able to make that decision, and that decision to go with him might not be the best decision. It might not be the best decision. So she broke it to him, being extremely disappointing and saddening to him and her. Extremely bad timing, considering that he was about to leave at that moment. So he's like, why did you wait to tell me this at this moment? Why didn't you tell me this sooner? Definitely because she could have told him at the freaking party. But she had to be blabbermouth, drunk and taking shots and woo. Like, you could have told him at the party. Like, for real. That would have been best. Ideal to pull him in that bathroom after you talk to Jazz and Nomi and like, hey, this is what's on the table and I'm extremely worried. Aaron probably wouldn't have been mad if you chose to do that. Had you broke it to him like that. Even though it's with Luca, he would have never like really told you to like sacrifice your dreams. At least I don't think he would. Now, sacrificing your dreams with Luca versus with him, that's a different ball game. So, she filled him in again. She filled him in about it. You know, the clothing line between her and Luca, and the massive opportunity that it would be, you know, in New York, ultimately leaving Aaron sad and awe. And just as I thought it was over with them, and she thought it was over, he walked away to his Uber, I'm assuming, or his, you know, car to take him to the airport. And she turned her back to go walk in the house, like, tears falling, and he gifted her a gold necklace. He turned around and gifted her a gold necklace with the continent of Africa on it. Pendant, a small little pendant attached to it. He placed it around her neck and left it, you know, he placed it around he placed it around her neck and left sadly. Like, both of them were sad at that moment. He probably cried in that damn Uber. Aaron probably cried in that damn Uber, because I know she cried after she got back in the house, because that was heavy. It's like, it's never the right time. I said that before. I said that already in a previous vlog, that it's never the right time for them. And it's sad. It's sad because they clearly love each other. They have a lot of feelings for each other, and it feels right between them. It feels so organic and just genuine. But it's never the right time. And ultimately, I'm a believer in this. I'm a believer in the situation of there's no, you know that saying that, you know, right person, wrong time or something like that, you know, it's just wrong timing for me to date this person. You know, I really like this person, but it's bad timing, wrong person, like, you know, wrong time, whatever. I don't believe in that, because if it was the right time and if it was the right person, the timing wouldn't matter. If it was the right person, the timing wouldn't matter. That's it, that's all. The timing would not matter if it was the right person. It would all make sense and it would all flow, honestly. So, again, they left Saturday onto Anna and Hobby. They were having lunch at a restaurant diner, and he drops a job opportunity on her, like, hey, you don't have to go to Miami. You don't have to work as a waitress. Dropped a job opportunity on her as a clerk for a judge's office downtown that I'm assuming he works with. That's an opening. It has an opening. So now she doesn't have to go back to Miami, and swooped her off her feet. Sidebar with her, I feel like her and Vivek are more of a match. Again, all this excess energy, these past people coming back is not the move. It's not the move. All these exes and past people coming back is not the move. Stay where y'all at. Stay where y'all are at. Stay where you're at. Just stay. Pause. Stay afar. Like, mind your business. Go back in the direction you just came from. Leave me alone, because it's a lot. It's a lot. I think her and Vivek probably are a better match than her and Javi. Even though that's where clearly she's probably still has feelings for. Again, an emotional episode. As I said, bonds rebuilding, broken bonds rebuilding. Bonds are being broken a lot. So, okay, on to Doug. Doug pays a visit to Jazz to potentially have a moment with her, to probably express his feelings, into noticing that Dez was there and that they were on their way out together. And they were dressed alike. Shit face. Shit face all over Doug. And he was humbled after that moment. He made up a lie about, the business and the business deal he had prepared for her dad, to get out of there, made up a lie about it and to get out of there. But I get the feeling that Jazz knew what was up and what that he might have actually came over there for, or she know that that's not really what he wanted to say. Humbled him. Again, I just feel like you played with her. You had her at one point. You played with her, and now she's moved on, and you got to watch and witness that. Go find Keela. Again. On to Phil, Nomi, and Luna. They had another moment as he dropped Luna back off to her. I'm assuming they went out, probably at a park again. He fed her ice cream and figured out that she's lactose intolerant, whatever. Dropped her back off, and he dropped a bomb on her that his parents suggested that he gets a lawyer to help sort things out between them legally before she moves across country. And I literally wrote, wow, unbelievable, because just a few months ago, you weren't even thinking about Luna. You didn't even care about Luna's well-being. You were off living your best life with your job and career, XYZ, and now all of a sudden, you're back in the life. You're back in LA, I'm assuming. You're back there, and you got a place there, and you're ready to buckle down on being a parent, and you expect Nomi to just give up her situation to allow you to do XYZ when you weren't trying to do XYZ just a moment ago. That is a very complicated situation, and ultimately it's about to get nasty, because when they go in court, he's going to try to hold her back. There's no ifs, ands, or buts, and he probably is going to get custody, or like partial custody, which is going to hold her back ultimately. Like, she's not going to be able to go to Yale. She might be able to wing that some way, somehow with the judge, but I don't see that happening where a judge is going to let her go to Yale, when knowing that he just moved there to officially be in her life, and knowing the past situation of her not revealing to him that he had a child until the baby was born. And now she's trying to get up and go and do something with her life and go to school, and she might not be able to do that because he's there and now fully dedicated to that. And that is a situation that is tough. And it was saddening because he's about to really box Nomi in there. And it's probably is about to be chaotic for her. I wish Nomi well with this. I really do. And the next scene was with Zoe paying Luca a visit to see if the NYC offer still stands. And he told her if you wanted to be, so it was, and she said she was all in. Sidebar, I don't think Aaron's going to come back. I don't think Aaron's going to come back. And if he does, he's not going to come back to her. I feel it. I feel it. If he does, he's not going to come back to her. He's somehow, some way probably going to break off that connection. He's already warned her about, the Luca situation, or at least feeling some type of way about the Luca situation. And now she's about to move to New York with Luca to pursue their careers while he's in Africa, and it's just about to get very distant and be chaotic and problematic. And maybe not chaotic, but it is going to be problematic, and I don't see that scenario is probably going to rekindle and become one again. That's sad, because I really like them together. They deserve each other, but the universe obviously feels otherwise. So the last scene was with Vivek and Doug looking at that ugly painting as it's hung somewhere in school. And in comes students admiring the painting as Doug was downplaying it, trash talking it. And that young student, that young boy, that kid that, that was a fan of Aaron's, and now it's like, oh, that's my bestie, we're besties, ... And they instantly recognized that it was Aaron on the wall, and Doug was like, who the F is this guy? Man. That was a good episode, guys. It was a good episode. I feel my heart dropped for these characters because Nomi is probably about to be boxed in with legal situations with Luna. Aaron and Zoe are probably no longer going to be a thing, even though Aaron said, he'll still rock out and he'll wait for her, he'll support her. I feel like that's still going to be somewhat of a problem. Doug and Jazz, even though I feel like that needs to stay done and gone. She needs to move toward Dez, or just move on in general. Like, Dez is okay. Give it a shot. Give it a nice shot. Doug needs to go back to Keela. I feel like Anna needs to go pursue Vivek because her and Javi is past energy, even though he helped her get this job. And a lot of emotional situations happen, and I felt it. I'm an empath, guy. I felt it. So yeah, guys, it was a great episode. That's all I got for you guys. Until next week it is, guys. And I believe that's the season finale as well. Ooh-wee. Things are about to be shaken up. I know it. And it's going to be rough and tough. Woo. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see it. So until next time, guys, it's your boy Ron, aka Ron the Artist. If you're watching this with me right now, we're live on Instagram. If you're watching this on YouTube, this is pre-recorded and taken from Instagram. If you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe, like, comment, all the above, share. Let's talk about the review recap. Let's talk about the episode. How did I do? What did you think about the episode? What did you think about the characters? What do you think is going to happen next? If you're watching this on Instagram, the same applies. Let's talk about it. Share, like, comment, follow. Let's talk about the episode. Let's talk about the recap. So again, until next time. Next week it is, guys. Peace.